Good morning. I don't know what day it is on this adventure still, but we are trying to get to the Diagonus Well today. It's about 54 miles away, 3,100 feet of vertical climbing to do. It's a well that's kind of right at the start of the Great Basin, and then we will ride through the Great Basin tomorrow to A&M Reservoir. Great Basin's a big deal out here on the Great Divide. Basically water drains to it, not east or west into different rivers and things, and it just evaporates. It's also little to no water out there. You can get water at this well. There's also like a little, I guess, lake thing near it, and then it's you have to ride out across it towards Rollins, and there's a reservoir you can grab water at. Otherwise, water's not really abundant. There may be a few cattle troughs here or there. So we're going to do that today, try to ride out to there. I think it'll be good riding. We should hopefully, I think, have a tailwind, but we'll see what happens. I slept okay last night. I'm still having trouble just keeping warm no matter how many layers I put on. I think it's just because of such low body fat I have. And I woke up this morning and a little critter friend of ours decided to chew a little hole in my silicone bowl here. Not much I could have done about that, as you can see. There's nowhere really to hang food out here. And I did make the smart choice. I left it not in a bag. Had I put this in a bag, maybe even my tent, I would have ran a bigger risk of a little critter chewing a hole in one of my bags or my tent. So, little silicone bowl, not a big deal. Anyways, so yeah, that's the plan for today. Just ride our bikes, because that's all I have to do out here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put the last few things on my bike here, and then we are going to hit the road. Got here, just made it to the South Pass rest area. It's about 18 miles from Little Sandy Creek, I think is what it's called, the area where I camped last night. So I'm going to take a moment here to use the flush toilets. Wash my hands with soap and water, as well as refill my bottles. They have a water fill station here. I'm going to do that and take a little break. It was only 18 miles to get here, and then we'll shove off continuing on towards Diagonus Well, but we gotta get through Atlantic City first to get there. So just passed through South Pass City. It is actually at the bottom of the hill where the cemetery is. You can see way off in the distance there is where the cemetery was. You go down the hill. There's actually a little historic town that's been completely like restored. You can go pay an entrance fee and go check all of it out. But they also have a really cool fully restored gold mine here as well. Which, how often do you get to see an old gold mine that's been restored? That's pretty cool. This gold mine was actually functioning until all the way up until 1948. So that's pretty recent for, I feel like, for out here. Anyways, there's nothing in South Pass City. I believe the historic town has like a convenience store that literally has candy and ice cream, and that's it. But still kind of a cool thing to see. There's tons of interpretive signs along the way, the whole way today here. So those are kind of neat. You can stop or cruise by. Even cruising by, you can still get some of the info and just kind of figure out the history of this area that we're going through. And it basically seems like today is just a lot of early settlers and a bunch of gold miners. So I just got into Atlantic City, about 32 miles in for the day. We got about another 20 miles to Diagonus Well, where we're gonna be camping tonight. But I'm gonna stop here and have a little lunch. This is probably the last place I have an opportunity for shade and or to get out of this crazy Wyoming wind. You know, I was hoping for a tailwind today. I got that. Also got a lot of a headwind. Got some crosswind. So, you know, typical Wyoming wind. So just gonna have a little lunch here and then we're gonna press on. I'm making great time, so I'm not feeling the need to have a quick lunch. Who knows how long I'll be here. There is the Miner's Delight Inn right here. It is closed for the season. It looks like they're doing some upgrades and renovations to it. There's also a small general store here where you can grab some snacks, cold drinks, things like that, as well as Wild Bill's guns, custom knives, ammo, sewage, services, all sorts of stuff. And that business is actually the place to stop and ask and talk to Wild Bill. He knows about the status of all the wells in A&M Reservoir and what the water sources are like in the Great Basin.
I've hit some rush hour traffic.
So made it to Diagonus Well today. We did about 54.25 miles of riding today with 3,186 feet of vert. It was an okay day. I definitely woke up on the wrong side of the tent. Just irritable, like I said, at the rest stop and things today. But after a long lunch in Atlantic City there, and putting on a little music, I was able to kind of shake that off and get here, and I'm glad I did. So overall, it ended up being a better day, and tomorrow we will head to A&M Reservoir, about 56 miles away. We'll camp, and then we'll go to Rollins the next day. From here to the reservoir, there's basically no water, so I'll probably fill up and carry an extra 2 liters with me tomorrow for a total of 6, just in case I need it. All it takes is a mechanical or something like that, and you having to spend a few extra hours out away from water when you didn't plan to, so it's best to play that safe and be smart. That being said, the ride out here has been beautiful. I get it, there's not a lot out here, but it's the vistas, just being able to see as far as you can. This amazing sunset I'm getting right now, it's been a real treat. So it looks like when I start out tomorrow, there'll be some other people out riding in the basin as well. Looks like Tom, Pete, Mike, those people I met at Strawberry Cabin are all kind of be setting out going that way tomorrow. This is kind of the bottleneck for the route, it seems, in Wyoming. Most people go to Diagonus Well, go to the reservoir, go to Rollins, or go to the well, then ride the 100 miles to Rollins, either or. Will not be out there by myself tomorrow. It's a good thing and a not so good thing, just because I do like my solitude at times. So, that being said, I'm going to eat my dinner and go to bed, and I will catch you all in the morning. Good morning. I slept great last night, even though it was pretty darn windy. We got 56 miles to do today, with less climbing than yesterday, to get out to A&M Reservoir where we'll camp and then head to Rollins the next day. I'm in the basin already, as you can see. There's nothing around. It's completely flat, not a lot of water, but it is beautiful out here. I don't know, feeling good today. Feel like I'm shaking off whatever yesterday was, so it's time to hit the road. Had a creak in the front of my bike. Can't figure out what it is. Headset's fine, has grease. Wheel bearings were freshly packed before I went on this trip. I'm hoping it's just a bottle cage making a little creak. I'll get to camp tonight, unload all the gear and ride the bike, and if it stops, then I know it's just the gear. Some sort of accessory is causing it, and there's not too much worry, because I would hate for it to be something more major. All right, well, we're 32 miles into the day, well over halfway, about 24 more miles to the reservoir. So we're gonna stop and have a little lunch here. If you didn't notice, I got Pete and Tom with me today, as well as Mike over here. Thomas approached me this morning and asked if, wanted to join them. And while I was saying yesterday I need my solitude, kind of riding with them it's been a great kind of mood boost, morale boost. It's been a good day, so we're all gonna stop here, have a little lunch, and then pedal on. But man, this isn't a bad lunch view now, is it? So I found another water bottle today on the route, and it being the Great Basin and all, I actually even left, it was a full water bottle, 1.5 liters, carried it for about 2.5 hours full, just in case the person came back looking for it and they needed the water. Then I finally dumped it out and gave up. But I got here to A&M Reservoir, and sure enough, this guy Ron is missing a water bottle. So this is our third item we found and second successful return.
I owe you a beer or whatever.
You don't owe me anything.
I owe you. You carried it with water.
Well, yeah, but if you find somebody else's water bottle, carry it.
Okay, I'll pass it on.
Exactly.
I was questioning, is someone going to pick it up? And he goes, well, they won't know it's yours. I go, well,
I always
who else?
pick it up. I always pick it up.
Thanks.
So. So made it from Diagonus Well to A&M Reservoir today for a total of 57 miles and 2,313 feet of gain. I'm in my tent right now because I got to camp here actually at 4 with tons of extra time, and told myself I wouldn't do that normal urge to just keep going, go down further and enjoy the lake, which I did. Had a good dinner, but it looked like storms were rolling in tonight, and sure enough they did. It's been going for about an hour now. It's expected to probably go for another 2 hours. It looks like about, according to the weather forecast I saw hours before I got to camp, well actually and right when I got to camp, in about 45 minutes to an hour it's supposed to be the worst with the thunder and lightning. So batten down the hatches, gonna hang out here, and probably honestly this rain's lulling me to sleep, so I'll probably just go to bed and wake up earlier, and then we'll head to Rollins. And once we get to Rollins, we will be done US Section 3, total of 4 sections, Canada, US 1, US 2, US 3, and we will be over halfway. So that's really exciting. Anyways, the ride today was really good. I'm glad Thomas had asked me if I wanted to ride with him. You know, I was saying how I need my solitude. I realized I hadn't actually ridden with anybody, and basically since right before Llama Ranch. So it was nice to have the company. Kind of made the miles on the flat, not flat terrain, but how flat Wyoming is. It's just, you can't really see all the dips, so you think you're closer than you are. So it's nice to kind of have some people there, chat with occasionally, talk about life, talk about the ride, and just goof off and let the miles melt away. So if you guys have enjoyed this video or any of the other ones, please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the morning.